Multiplication strategy, arrays. Your learning target today is I can build arrays and use them to multiply. And you'll know you're successful when you can build an array and break it down by using the area model to find the answer to a multiplication problem. So an array is a model with dots that's going to help us multiply and divide tomorrow that have rows and columns. And then the area model is a model that we're going to use within our array that can be used to break down a big problem or a whole into smaller parts so that those parts become part of the whole. So as I said, we are going to be working with arrays today. And an array is when I have dots in rows and columns, okay? And so my rows and columns are going to be, this will be a row, okay, when it goes side to side. And then the column is the up and down. And yes, when I look at a row and a column, I might have some overlap. So see, notice how this first dot right here is in the row and in the column? Well, I'm going to count it both times. So let me get rid of that. And I want to show you how I can use an array and make it figure it out with the multiplication problem, okay? So with 6 times 3, I have 3 going across, right? And I have 6 going down, right? If I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's what's going down. So I have how many rows? Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rows. Let me get rid of those dots because, you know, that kind of looks like an array. Part of the array, and it shouldn't be. So I have 6. It's a 6 by 3 array. That's what I would say. And that's the same as saying 6 times 3. Well, I could figure this out by counting each dot one by one. I will get my answer that way, but I want to be a little bit smarter about how I find my answer because I know that you've been working with reflex math and you could break this array apart. And by doing that, I can look for a problem that I already know the answer to. So when I look at this array, I'm going to use a different color when I break this array apart. I know 6 times 2. And that would be this part of the array that I'm going to put in this blue box, right? Because I have 2 times 6. So I'm going to erase these bigger numbers too for right now. So I have 6 times 2 right there. And 6 times 2, I know, is 12. And when I look at what's remaining of my array, I have only 1 in each row. And that would be the same as saying 6, because there's 6 going down, times 1, because that's how many was in each row, right? I have 6 rows, and I have 1 column, right? Or I could say, oh, I have 6 rows, but I have 1 in each row. Well, that's saying the same thing as saying in 1 column. So 6 times 1, well, I know that is 6. So what would I get if I added those two things together, 12 plus 6? I will get the answer to 6 times 3, because 6 times 2 plus a 6 times 1, which is what we did with our array, is going to be the same as 6 times 3, because I have my 6 stays the same in each problem, right? Here's 6 and 6, but then 2 plus 1 gets us 3. And there we go, 6 times 3. Well, what's 12 plus 6? Because we know that was 12 and that was 6. I get 18. So 6 times 3 is 18. So that would be a way to figure out a multiplication problem with an array by breaking it apart and making doing the area model, which is when I do multiple multiplication problems, more than one, to figure out the answer. So this time I'm going to do the problem 12 times 5, okay? This is a big problem. And I'm going to have you watch me build my array because you didn't see how I built it last time. So with this 12, I'm going to put 12 in each row, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I know that I'm not done, right? How many times do I have to make 12? I have to make 5 rows, okay? So I'm going to do this 4 more times because that's already the first time. Okay. So when I make an array, I'm going to try my best to make sure the dots are lined up with each other. That way it will look like an array and I don't get all mixed up. I'm going to try my best. So I'm going to do another 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that's 2 rows. Remember, I need 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, is that where I stop? I have 12 in each row. Or if I counted my columns, I'd have 12, right? Because that's how many are going down or vertically. And then I have 5 rows. So I am good. So now how do I figure this problem out? Remember, I'm going to try to use the area model to break this problem apart because 12 times 5 is a big problem. And I know that there are other ways to find out 12 times 5, but we're going to figure it out this strategy because when I multiply, it is so good to have so many tools in my tool belt of how can I multiply. Sometimes an array is easier, sometimes repeated addition's easier, sometimes equal groups is easier. But today, we're going to see what we think about this strategy. So 12 times 5. Well, I've been working with Reflex Math, and 12 times 2 is one that I have seen come up. I don't know about you, but that's one I've seen. So 12 times 2 is 24. So let's see. Remember, if I think about it like this, 12 times 2 would be a way to split that 5 because that 12 is staying the same. So I would put this in our box, okay? That is a 12 by 2 array right here. And 12 times 2 is 24, like I said. Now, I can do another 12 times 2 because, oh, I see 2 more right here. And remember, 12 times 2, I got 24. Now, I only have 1 row left. And that row has 12 in it, right? 1 row with 12 right at the top. What's 12 times 1? I know anything times 1 is 12. So far, I have 24 plus 24 plus 12. And if we think about it, I had split my 5 into a 2, and a 1, right? 2 plus 2 plus 1 gives us our 5. So that's the same as doing 12 times 5. What would be 24 plus 24 plus 12? Well, let's do 24 plus 24 first. I would get 48. Okay, and then 48 plus 12. What would that give us? Well, 8 plus 2 is 10. And then 5 plus 1, but we have 1 more because of the 10, is 60. So 12 times 5 is 60. Alright, it is time for you to try out this problem on your own. So I have the problem 9 times 9, and that's going to equal an unknown because I don't know the answer to that one yet. So your job is to build the array, and then I also want you to break down or do the area model to figure out 9 times 9 with the array. So right now I want you to pause the video and try that on your own and then see if your answer matches up with mine. Okay, so let's try out 9 times 9. You should have already done this. So when you built your array, you should have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9 going across the top. And then 9 going down. Okay, and I'll just write that for right now so I don't forget. So there's 2 going down so far, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and then I just have to fill the rest in. So I'm going to make sure I'm counting that correctly. There's 3, 6, 9. Okay, good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Almost done. See, this is the kind of problem that I was talking about at the beginning. Like, if I had to count each dot one by one, that's going to take me a long time because, as you can see, there are a lot of dots, right? Okay, so with this array, I have 9 across the top and 9 down the side, right? 9 rows, 9 columns, 9 by 9. So that would be our problem. But I'm going to break this problem apart, and you might have broken this down differently than I'm going to, and that's okay, as long as our answer or our product is the same, okay? So this is how I broke down my problem. Again, you might have done this differently. I see 3 times 9 right here. And I know 3 times 9 because I've been doing that on Reflex Math, and maybe you've come across this problem too. So I'm going to write 3 times 9, right? That's a 3 by 9 array. See, and 3 times 9 is 27. So far I have 27, but we know that we're not done. So I see another 3 times 9. See right here. And I know that 3 times 9 is also 27. And then, believe it or not, I see one more 3 times 9. And that is what? 27. Okay, so far I have 3 27s, or that's like 27 times 3, which I know I do not know that right now. So, oops, I have to add 27 plus 27 plus 27. So 2 27s, I know that 7 plus 7 is 14, and I know 20 plus 20 is 40. That's 40 plus 14, which is 54. So I have 54 plus 27. And I know that 4 plus 7 is 11. And then I know that 50 plus 20 is 70. So 70 plus 11 is 81. So 9 times 9 equals 81. That's what you should have gotten when you did this problem. Again, if you did your array differently and you broke it down differently than I did, that is okay. There are so many different ways to look at this. But your final answer should have been 81. So remember, your learning target today is I can build arrays and use them to multiply. And you'll know you're successful when you can build an array and break it down by using the area model to find the answer to a multiplication problem.